What is up, RPG fans? In this video, I will be ranking all of the bosses in Final Fantasy V. This game is one of the best boss lineups and as well as one of the most eight bosses to cover. So, without further ado, let's get into this. It's a long video. So, let's start with the Winged Raptor. Put it in C. It's a Winged Raptor isn't too special. Fighting it. Problem is attack over attack and attack, and it's not a bad boss fight by any. Not definitely average. All right, next we've got Rama. I think Rama is a fight. Find him by history. I'll throw him in. No, I'll throw him in C. Because frankly, I don't really remember myself. I think it. I think it is. Now, if you compare this Rama, I don't know, some bosses from Final Fantasy above, right? It is a. I think it's not bad. It's alrighty. Sandworm. Actually, I'm gonna throw this one up in the A tier. I do like this fight a lot. It's in the Desert of Shins, and after you beat it, I've always loved that you use dead carcass. Age. No, that's probably not the. I think form is a pretty cool fight. You get to play game across the Desert of Shins, and I think it's a pretty memorable fight. I've always remembered this. Yeah, I like it. Cray Claw, if I remember correctly, boss that you fight on the way out of. Wait, no, that's the Iron Claw. Frick is the Cray Claw. Fight this. The A-tip. Is this? I remember. So, that F tier. I remembered most of the bosses. Tell you a lot about. I forgot the fight even existed. I'm honestly shocked that I even made. I remember. I thought it was like a. Anyway, really forget that. Adamantoid. I don't remember Adamantoid boss fight either. Adamant. Tycoon after collecting the adamant. I don't remember that either. F tier. All right. Next we have the Soul Cannon, which is one of my favorite bosses in the whole game. That will go up for now in the S tier. It could move up to S plus, but for now S tier because I don't S plus. Oh. Uh, I had a goaded tier Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy bosses. I didn't have it for FF1 through 3. I don't know why. I probably should have, but I also think that FF4 just has those bosses that were in the are better than it. 1 through 3. Games go anyway. Definitely, this is one of the best. So yeah. All right. Anyway, the Soul Cannon. We'll now move to S plus. At go to tier, yeah. If FF4 is gonna have it, Final Fantasy V definitely game is better. The Soul Cannon is awesome. Big cannon that you fight right outside of the Ronka thing that you fight, and it has different targets. It is always just epic fight in my. Always have loved this fight. Definitely highlight. Yeah, one of my favorite bosses in the game. Archeoavis, I will throw right above. Fight normal and undead form, which is not. Final boss of the. It is the soul. Definitely not. Archeoavis, nice fight. Wow, final boss for one of the best done. All right, let's move next. That is Titan. Titan. We'll go in right there. If you use a Geomancer, you this is way too easy. All right, Purobolos. The guys that you just basically have to use Zenengage. Kind of funny. I'm gonna throw them in the B tier actually. They've always been a bit memorable. Have to kill. Yeah, if you just use Zenengage, it's easy. But trying to figure out different fight is pretty good boss fight. Definitely more. In apparently at around that same. Yeah, I think the Poro boss fight is a fun one. Manticore. Wow. Hey, when a game has this many bosses, I'm Manticore. And the only reason I didn't do, if I don't know them, there's gonna be someone else out there who doesn't know where they. Okay, the Gone Meteorite. Yep, it is another one. All these boss fights that you just fight in the meteorites world. That will go in E. Yeah, I'll throw this in F. We'll just all forget it. At least I remember Titan. Oh, he's just. I remembered him. I might move one or two of these up to E eventually. I like to have a consistent bell curve, so it's that by the end of the video. But yeah, okay. Gilgamesh is maybe not goated. S plus in terms of his boss fight as a character. He's. Oh wait, hold up. I have multiple versions. Oh, okay. So I have Gilgamesh alone and Gilgamesh and it. I think Gilgamesh, one of the most funny bosses. Fighting him is awesome. Yeah, I think he's all that stuff. I might move him up to the go. But in terms of actual boss bosses, his personality, the surrounding event, fighting him, add a lot of character and pretty memorable, pretty memorable boss fight and skill. But in terms of actual gameplay, so for now I'll throw him up in S. I don't think he's quite good because actual fights aren't as good. All right, Carlobos. This you fight in the Torna Canal near the beginning of the game. This is worse than the Wing Raptor Titan. I'll throw it an E. No, it's not worse than the Wing Raptor because you have. I'm gonna throw a Wing Raptor. Like when you just don't have any jobs and it's just attacking it. Carlobos though is your first boss with job class, which actually does make. No, I still don't think it's. Actually, I'll throw him in C. I'll throw him in C because I do appreciate any boss is the boss after getting job classes. Nice because you test your ability or with the job class. All right, the Tyrannosaur I will throw a right below the Wing Raptor in the ear. You just use down and it dies. Kill him the other way, he's still not the normal way. Right, Dragon Pod is an awesome boss fight. I'm gonna throw that up in the S tier. Fight this Dragon Pod and has a bunch of mini. Have to prioritize killing the mini things while still targeting the boss, and it's in a cool point of the game. Starting to learn crazy ability because you're starting to get enough job points. Starting to those really cool. Yeah, it's a fun boss fight. I had 2 red mages and 2 rangers fighting this boss, which really should have just waited. But regardless, Dragon Pod, really good boss fight. Always a really memorable. Maybe everyone else, but I've always. All right, Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Um, I don't think that this fight is as funny or interesting as any Gilgamesh. I'll put it in the B. I'll put it right there. It's a decent, but I feel like it's funny, but it's not like nearly as funny as like in Excalibur or when he and then helps you. Actually, slightly emotional moments, so all that stuff. I think that fight right, Atomos going up in the S tier. What a boss! Like that design. Oh frick! There we go. Back. Sorry guys, I closed. Atomos FF5. Look at this. Look at that thing. Or this. Like this. Or this. Look at that. That is such a design. Crazy boss fight because yeah, sucks you in and it's like just awesome. Awesome boss fight. See, casts old on you and all this stuff. He's like the master of time magic. Really cool boss fight. Um Good amount of health for that point in the game. He's pretty challenging. Really cool boss fight. Kotobo boss we'll put in the D. Pretty forgettable. We'll throw Carbuncle down. Um, Pretty unmemorable to. In terms of summons, this game has a lot of good summons, but the actual pretty forgettable. There are a couple exceptions, but most of them. Right, the Crystals of More. I'll put at the top of B. I like that they all have different affinities, magic affinity. Boss fight where you are supposed to strategize and all this, and you can always. But hey, fun. Cool, cool mechanics in this boss fight. If you would like to partake. But anyway, Crystals and More are they're nice. They're decent. Bad, but they're there. So that's okay. Um, Ant. Okay, I'm gonna save X Death. Antlion. I actually do remember fighting this. I think this is what you fight like right after you merged. This sucks. Still, we'll put it right there. I remember that about this F tier. That doesn't make it good by any means. Also, Gargoyle will also go down there. Um, Gargoyle will go right. The gargoyles you fight times as you enter the places where you get the old homes, legendary weapons. So you fight a bunch of these gargoyles over, and A lot of people don't consider them bosses, but I know like. And yeah, the gargoyle fights are memorable enough. Siren, you fight at the ship graveyard, one of the first bosses, and this is like Archeoavis, where it switches between dead and same vibe. Is one of the first bosses that you fight, job classes and stuff. And after the ship graveyard, you're kind of wrecked. So it's actually a pretty challenging boss. I'm gonna put it right above Archeoavis because it does the idea first. Um, and they're about equally as interesting. I will put Siren above. All right, Melusine is definitely one of the best boss game. I think I'll put it right. Put it right there. Fight her, kidnap Lena or whatever. So you fight her. Like 5 different forms, and it's kind of like the crystals of more one target, which is switching style up. She has a dead form, so it's fight pretty, which is quite a bit during the fight, and that is something that pretty decent. Odin, not the best iteration. I feel like he's a lot easier in this game. A lot of others. I'll put him in. I don't think it's not like FF4 where he's like fake first. Not like FF8 with any of the interesting like story elements where he like goes back. Not like I don't know. It's just not memorable. Odin in general, it's not like upgrade. Odin in this game is probably one of the creations, in my opinion. Probably better than. But in terms of Final Fantasy, all right, Wendigo. I kind of am boss fight one of the guards the tablet, right? The island shrine. Okay. Um, I okay. Oh yes, yes, yes. Makes copies of. I knew that there was some. I knew there was some gimmick. Oh, Wendigo is pretty decent. I'll throw him up in the. Makes copies of himself. Acts as like a that boss where you have to act the right one. You know those type of bosses are. I'll put Wendigo. All right, Minotaur and Omnis are gonna go up to the ST for now. These guys fight. I'll put it the 8. I'll put 8. Actually, I'll move Wendigo. There, I forgot the mechanic. Minotaur and Omnis are fight at the top of the Fork Tower, and 2 party members are fighting one, and 2 are fighting the other. And allegedly, fight them at the same time. So down, win the Fork Tower, and there in Holy. This is a really awesome idea. Now the bosses themselves aren't. Surrounding events are really. They just make these bosses a lot more memorable than a lot of the others. I narrate Phobos and Triton. I will also throw down the beat. So kind of annoying. You have to defeat time kind of like Puro. I'm gonna throw Puro. Um, narrate Phobos and Triton are kind of like just harder Porobolos with like personalities too. So it makes for a very, but it's not that fun, and it's kind of annoying. This time, Porobolos is a lot easier. It's annoying to have to kill all the same time. As much as it's cool. All right, next we have the Fame Mimic Go-Go, who's going up in the goaded tier. Uh, two ways to approach this boss: do nothing, in which the inch. Like there's games where after a certain amount of turns or whatever, right? But you don't really think any other games where you just do nothing. I mean, maybe like defendants, like you literally have to do nothing, or you have to fight him. One of the If you fight him, he's one of the hardest bosses in. So fun. That's why he's in both those. Nothing, or you have to fight one of the hardest bosses. Great boss fight, awesome mechanics, all that. If you haven't ever beaten actual fight before, I and you thought level up, do all that stuff, and then all right, Bahamut. I've never been a big fan of Bahamut boss fights. Honestly, it's just so easy. Up before, I mean, I think the only Bahamut boss fights that are good are the Bahamut boss fights that are action-based games. Because, actually, no, FF8. Any Bahamut fight where he does a bunch of other stuff and they're on. That's why I was saying. But if Bahamut is just casting Mega Flare mostly game, it's just boring. It's so easy. Absolute pushover. Now, who isn't a pushover? Leviathan. Leviathan's. I'll put him right up there. He's actually quite the challenge. Mind. But if you're absorbing, Leviathan actually requires quite a bit of that. Caliphus, hittable boss. I didn't. Magisa and Forza is a pretty good early boss fight. I will put it. I'll put it right there. I like their designs. I like their little actions. Battle. Like only problem is like why do they? But and other than that, it's fun. But the make always fun. A panda. Biblos. Biblos. Awesome fight. Book and all that stuff. I will put him. I'll put him right here. Great fight where fight this memorable. I like his little dialogue outside. The boss fight itself isn't as surrounding event. Pretty cool. And is in one of the dungeons of bonus points. Now a panda is a lame ripoff. Oh, hittable rip. Biblos. Okay, Rick is out to. I'm pretty sure. Oh, oh, oh. There's. Oh, okay. I thought it was Archeo Avis, but then I saw Jura Avis. This is in. What the? Oh, oh. Back to back ball. Yep, this guy, and then he. I rank. I put them as. I guess they. Um, I'll throw him right behind Arc. It's not as lame of a ripoff because I'm here where he gets summoned. Put that there. I think, yeah. I don't know what. Oh, Grand Avis is the other one I was thinking of. That's why there was a Grand Avis. Pretty sure you fight this. Yeah, it's the advance, and it's crazy. I think it revives us. Oh no, it has two different. I mean, eh. I think this one isn't as. I think having a second reset boss is. Grand Avis will go at the top of the. All right. Uh, Ozumagia, one of the coolest boss fights in the game. I will throw Ozumagia right. I definitely want. I'm gonna put Ozumagia right. Basically, I might even move it. I don't know why I originally put it below Levi. Ozumagia, basically a boss that casts all the blue magic in the game. Super cool because you can learn all that blue magic, and you can just like it's an interesting fight, fighting a blue. Really cool, really fight. So I'm gonna put it. Actually, I think I have to move. Yeah, I might move these two up. I think I'm for now. I'm gonna move these. I was looking. All right, catastrophe is another. I'm gonna. This is this thing. One of the guardians of the. And it just over so bad. So easy. Cast float and you. Then this other one, which Halocrin. This thing. Where it's listed. Master of Illusion. Turns the party into frog. Pops buffs and. That's a boss fight. I D tier. It is a bit less of a catastrophe. Wait, Twintania is actually kind of a cool. I'll put Twintania right there. Is a reskin in a top or something. Of something. Oh wait, no, it's not a reskin. It has a reskin. Archeo, which Twintania is pretty forgettable. The fact that it has a crazy pop of this, that's just actually grind also over and over again. But and you can always. I want to know whether you want that bell really bad. You can fight it in the close head. Actually, good. It has two forms. Charging and has a lot of health. That is one as well. Actually, I'm gonna move it right. But yeah, and then there's the Archeo, and it looks like this, and pretty good. Get the key up. and has the same amount of health as the original one, but it absorbs all elemental damage. Um, and it is undead, but you can't insta. Also, if hit by any physical attacks, oh, this is what I was thinking of earlier. If hit by any physical attacks, it will cast a death upon itself, and it. So basically, you can only use magic, but only non-elemental, right? Because a lot of times, yeah, this is a good thing to comment or. So yeah, I think this one is definitely a bit more interesting. We'll put this one at the top of B. Top of B. All right. Necrophobe is the one where you fight enemy at the end of the final dungeon, kind of standing there and has like barriers around it and all that jazz. And you're just fighting it, and then Gilgamesh comes in and destroys it for you. That's fun. The fun. I think the final boss. I'll put it right here. I'm gonna move. Yeah, so Necrophobe. Put that right. Pretty memorable fight, mostly because Gilgamesh makes. You know, that's a good reason. All right, next, I'm gonna save some of the cooler ones for last. So let's put Shiva. It's fine. Isn't too, and it's right. Yeah, pretty unmemorable, but not the worst summon fight in the game. I'm actually gonna palm it down to the palm it really. God of Dragons. That's lame. Shiva though is cool as the first summon that you can go and nice, pretty memorable. But like actual fight itself. All right, next let's go to the Gill Turtle. This is a fun. You just walk down the path, and if you get a bunch of, but risk it to fight the Gill Turtle. Ton of Gill, you're gonna hard at that point. Pretty funny, pretty memorable. I'm gonna throw this right here. B tier. All right, next we have got Garula. No, let's do Ifrit kind of sucks. I don't even remember. Right? Put it there. It's nice, but Biblos is definitely the better fight. And yeah, not a big fan of Ifrit. Let's move into Ironclaw next. Claw's giving Ironclaw's giving. Actually, no. I think it's giving F vibes. But at the top of F, it's barely even boss. I consider it is one of the easiest. Kind of boring, but I remember it. I kind of don't want to put it. Remember it. All right, Garula. After I get rid of Garula, I think it's a race to the top with all these other, most of these. Garula is pretty decent. I like that you can like accidentally fight him, boss. I'll put him at the top of C. That's a good place for. Is a bit challenging. All right, next we'll do Guardian, which is just 0.0. But since I love the Soul Cannon boss fight so much, right there. If I didn't, the boss is like or below, and there's dash like B tier and below, and there's a rehash and like E F tier. If I love a boss fight and I get to fight it again, I'm never complaining. So, Guardian, harder version of Soul, less original, but I love that Soul Can. Um, Guardian, yeah, Soul Cannon. So that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Um. Oh, I Liquid Flame is one of my absolute boss fights. I'm gonna put it at the top S plus. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put it right bottom S. The flame that's a liquid and it changes shape over. And I wish that we got a rehash of this boss fight that was way harder. Um, this is one of the bosses I did want, like well Brighton and the Oyster of the Dead is a push. Full Shrine in FF6, that's a whole different that hard. Anyway, Liquid awesome. All right. Next we've got Shin Ryu, base Shin Ryu. I'll put right. Remove Dragon Paw. Um, yeah, I think that good. The boss fight, just definite. But you can still rapid fire him hard. Battle speed. Omega will also be right up, but below. Omega has a weak. Actually, I'm gonna put Omega above. I think it's more memorable. Awesome. It's pretty fast-paced boss fight. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. I don't think it's as good. Probably crazy to say. Definitely some of my favorite. All right, Omega Mark II. Deck Omega FF5. I know that you can use Romeo's Ballad on, but I don't know if you can use it on Omega Mark 1. Okay, you can't. Okay, I'm just gonna put Omega Mark II right above Omega. I was gonna say Romeo's. I would think Omega Mark II, harder version of. Same with Neo Shinryu, harder version of. That's epic. I'm gonna move these down to A, back where they were. Then I'll move the Sandworm down to B. It is a good boss fight, but it's like that fun whack-a-mole fight, but that doesn't make. All right, next let's move into X Death, who will go in S. I will move. I'm gonna put X Death now. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of S. I'm gonna move Melusine up to S. X Death is good. This is the hard version of X Death. I'm talking about at X Death Castle. Dang, probably the hardest boss in the game, honestly. This is the hardest boss. Pretty fun fight, but it isn't as memorable. And you fight X Death at the end. But X Death. All right, next we got Neo X Death. No, let's save Neo. A Nuo, the ultimate boss of the Steel Temple. I'm gonna put, yeah. I think he's one of the best bosses in the game. White hole on you with kills you and petrifies you, which is crazy. It's a double cast. Definitely not. I don't even think so. But he has a bunch of different unique abilities. He's got a lore that shows like he's no X death and all this. I was interesting. You know what? Duo introduced as a new story character, and I think it actually built upon the lore of Final Fantasy V a lot. I really like that too. It feels like a fulfilling final boss of a bonus dungeon that isn't just thrown out there just to be a boss. Actually, is part of the lore and all that. I think and Neo X Death will be going. I don't think I can say better than Fate. I'm gonna put it in second place. Uh, two forms, really awesome climax. X Death is not too actually but the actual fight is not as memorable. That final fight where he has like 12 targets, 6 or whatever, are owning the heck out of him. One of the best, if not like final boss fight in such an amazing final boss. Super memorable, awesome cutscenes surrounding it. And X Death is a great villain. Hilarious, but also serious at the same time and all that. I think X Death certainly be second place. Thank you all for watching this video. It was a long one because there's a lot of bosses in this. Thank you for all the way to the end. Like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, notification bell, do all that stuff. Anything you want to do to help the channel would be very appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you in the next Final Fantasy V video. Let me know if there's anything you want me to do. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace out, RPG. Thanks to my good man Chemo for being a patron. If you want tons of exclusive RPG content, join now as a patron today.